Hi there. Today is Saturday, November 5th, 2022. And that makes this, if I'm not mistaken, the week 44 Create Brilliance weekly update with your hostess, Jennifer Vanderbeek of scrapsoflife.com. Hi, how are you? Oh, deep breath. I'm like, if this is in fact week 44, which of course it is, it's the 44th weekly update of the year. And that means there's only 8 weeks left of the year. And I'm like, that's a little tough to wrap my head around like right now. It's like, where did this year go? I mean, I know it's still the beginning of November. It's a little early to start that whole retrospective thing. But, yeah, part of brain is going like, "Wow, what have you done with your year?" And part of me is wondering, "Yeah, what have I done with this year?" But no, I mean, I know I've done a variety of things and, you know, it is what it is, and we just have to roll with it. We just have to roll with it. But, no, we're here to talk about this past week. Um It's been an interesting one. It's been a little bit up and down. Just when you think it's safe to go back in the water, no. Just when you think that, you've got a handle on everything, the universe likes to throw a curveball. And that's okay. That's okay. It was the rough evening, kind of midweek when I just kind of had a flagging sense of confidence and all that, but, I think I have regained it, and I don't think it pulled me down too far or too long, um, and so I am still optimistic about the last 2 months of the year here and what's gonna happen forward. I actually finished a couple of projects this week. I know, right? If you're shocked, so am I. No, um one is, a pet portrait that I've been working on. Well, I'd worked on towards the beginning of the year, and then I'd put it down and not done much, and I think last week I showed you that, I had completed second to last portion. Now, this pet portrait, which is effectively a collage of 5 different pets, is now finished. So, yeah, I finished the little Rottweiler painting, part of the painting this week, and now I'm feeling very, very accomplished. Another thing I did, and it's kind of funny because I haven't been sewing much lately, which is a shame since I've got all the pieces for Milo the polar bear just waiting to be quilted and assembled and move forward with my second soft sculpture in that series. Uh but what it has been. I finally felt motivated and so forth to clear off my work table, which had been, I mean, it was just completely covered with other items, and and, clear off my sewing table and around it so that I could easily get to what I needed in order to do some sewing. So here is what I was sewing. It's got some kind of wonky quilting on it, but it was good practice. And what this is, it's an embroidery organizer pouch thing. And this is a mock-up. Now, I did not design this. This was something that someone asked me if I would be able and willing to sew something for um, uh, their family member for as a Christmas present. And knowing what I do about sewing and how working with a new pattern and with lots of moving parts, like, there's a whole wraparound set and zipper, there's the bias tape, there's the quilting, there's all the little pockets and stuff inside, and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna do a mock-up." And I'm like so I just grabbed, fabric from my stash, and you always wanna practice before you cut into the good fabric, you know? So before I started using the materials that she supplied to me for me to assemble the item for her sister, yeah, I'm like, "No, no, no, I'm gonna make sure that I am familiar with the pattern enough and can see everything that's going on, um, that way I know what to watch out for." And that's it's just like when you make a dress, you make a muslin or any kind of garment, it's highly recommended to make a muslin that you can check fit. You can make sure, everything's where it needs to before you cut into, your fashion fabric or whatever, because 9 times out of 10, you have a limited amount of that, and, yeah, you just measure twice, cut once, you know? And so I did. I identified a few places that I needed to be very careful and maybe change some, like, standard operating procedures so that it would work, but meanwhile, this one works fine for me, and it was fun to do it both as a practice and a practicality. So yeah, like I need to use a guide when I'm doing the quilting on the outside just because hello, that yeah, that's a good idea. But otherwise, yeah, it was great practice and it feels good. It felt good to be using the sewing machine again. So that was fun. And then finally, those are my two finished products. Not four, but Um, I do have I do have a project in the works. So once I finished my skull sweater vest that I showed last week, 'cause I was wearing it, I had some yarn waiting in the wings, ready for another project, and this is it in progress. It's a big V right now. It's a woo. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, look at that. We can use the mic stand as a holder kind of thing. This is gonna be a cowl. It's half a cowl right now. And it's crocheted flat and then it'll seam up. And yeah, it's called the Country Girl Bandana Cowl. And actually, it looks kind of cute like this. Like I could totally make this a single skein something, but no, there's a whole second skein of yarn that will be added, and it self stripes. I love the texture that it's creating, like on the outside, and it's just kind of fun. It's just kind of fun. It was something I stumbled upon while on YouTube. It was like something that had been actually, no, it was my Google News feed on my phone. It was a suggested bit of, whatever, and I checked out the YouTube video and so forth, and, I believe it's Crochet by Tiffany, is the creator of the pattern, and it's just nice and fun. Um, so yeah, I look forward to getting that finished in a jiff, and because it really does go quickly. Large hook, simple stitch. Yeah, great project. So those are my two finishes and one in progress, which does help me feel a little bit more accomplished. Of course, I've been working on the book and so forth. I've also been working on something else, and um, but it's I don't have it to show because it's not a physical thing. Um, that being said, I am trying to do a few more physical, like tactile in person instead of strictly digital projects, but that's an ongoing thing. And I think I mentioned that last week about kind of figuring that out. Um, and if I didn't, then doing a TikTok challenge that I'd set for myself last month, I discovered that yes, indeed, I do prefer or I kind of miss doing physical projects, working with physical materials instead of just digital. And so I want to reincorporate those back into my day to day and figure out a way to meld both the very, smart, uh, you know, ease of creation minus the, you know, tasks of fulfillment kind of things by doing like print on demand, either through Amazon or Printful or whatever. Um, and that being said, I still want to be able to do that and also do physical products that I end up shipping or selling directly. Um, yeah, that's become it's kind of helped me see that. So anyway, what I wanted to say though is my last thing to share and show without showing is that and it kind of feeds into today's or this week's thoughts on brilliance. Brilliance is community. Now, I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner, considering, oh, for many, many years, I've known that really all my life, I've been searching for community, searching for where I fit. And I didn't I didn't put this into context of my my creative business, my entrepreneurial, my creative mindset as much as, kind of now that I think about it, it's like, duh. But, yeah, I've always been searching for where I fit, and I think as human beings, we are even the introverts among us, because I am one with you, even as an introvert, even as someone who definitely needs their alone time and their space to work and create and just, chill and everything. All that being said, I absolutely and as a human being, I we're looking for community. We're looking for family, whether it's born or chosen. You know, it's buzzwords like find your tribe, that sort of thing. Um, yeah, of course. And one of the other things that the last month kind of showed was, or kind of put into sharper focus, was that yes, of course it's kind of scary just kind of putting things out in the ether and not knowing how they're going to be not knowing how to, how to anticipate and how, and not getting that feedback. I think community is so important. And first, before I go to any further, let me say thank you for being part of my community. Just by watching this, you are a part of my creative community. And, in whatever way you choose to be. That's a very, it sounds very big, but I don't want it to be pressure. Just being here. You're part of the community, and I'm so grateful. But I also wanted to feel like I was able to interact more. So the last part of the projects I've worked on this week um, is to set up a Discord community. The link will be down below if you would like to join it, and it's a way to be in contact and interact rather than me just sending out a video or sending out a newsletter or sending out updates into the ether. um the Discord community is one that, if you're familiar with the platform, it's kind of like a cross between a chat room and a forum. It can be organized into topics and subtopics like a forum would be, but it's a running chat, and yeah, you can kind of jump in and where you are. And if that is a way you would like to be able to interact with me, then that is now available. I'm not stopping any of the things I was already doing. This is just another way, and it's a way that I think is is quite effective because it's not even like an email that might get missed or hit end up in spam or just, lost in the 2,000 emails I get a day. Um, I really need to work on my email sorting rules. But it's also, just about being able to interact and share more. Um, I it's something that I'm gonna try and I'm hoping that it works out. Um, there's going to be sections within the Discord for book related information and chat. There's going to be art related information in chat, gaming related information in chat. I mean, just, little subsets. The Discord is called the Big Pink House because for those of you who don't know, well, I mean, it's not like big, but it is like almost 3,000 square feet total. And it is two-story, and yeah, it's a big pink house is where I live. And so this is kind of like the virtual edition of me welcoming you into my home. Um, so yeah, that's kind of how this where I'm going with the setup and theming and everything, but that's neither here nor there. When it comes to outside of the me talking about the Discord, because the whole Brilliance's community came to mind outside of the thoughts about the Discord. They just happened to meet up together. Um, beyond that, brilliance might come from within ourselves. We have those moments of brilliance, those little frissons of something. But I feel like, and this is just my opinion, just like this whole thing, my opinion and my experience, one woman's experience, um, but that I suspect others would resonate with. When we have those moments of brilliance, it's awesome for ourselves, but it's also awesome to be able to share those with others. Um, if we are creating a business, then obviously we have to have people that we serve or that we sell to. It's like depending on, what kind of business it is. Stop. Maybe I need to get a lavalier mic at some point so that I can stop banging into the guy. But nonetheless, so yeah, a community is, and it's not even outside of business concerns, like the buying and selling, which yes is. Do we really always want to think about that? No. Um, but a community that we just can share with and get support from, give support to, and it's an extension of family. And I think that we all need that support structure, and we all need that something that is going to help buoy us up on those rough days, and that some people have large communities, some people have small communities. I've even read, it's been a while, but there's like this concept of the monkey sphere, and there's like X amount of people that is, you're capable of having in your monkey sphere. And as much as I love monkeys, that's not why I read that. It was someone I'd read ages ago, and that's honestly what it was called. But it was like a human being is like capable of having like meaningful relationships with approximately 150 people at a time, and people move in and out of that monkey sphere. um Kind of like that whole, some people are here for a lifetime, some people are here for a short time, some people are here for a moment, and we all kind of, um that's their purpose, and our opportunity to learn from it. And they all have their, and just because it's a moment versus a lifetime doesn't make it any less important. It's just that faded moment in time as opposed to whatever. I've got a lot of thoughts swirling on this, if you can't tell. um but yeah, so Community is so important because we need that. We just need it. And so to build a community around ourselves or create a community or find a community that we fit in is so key. And it doesn't have to be a big one. It can be. Um, or it could be very small and intimate and close. And all of them have their I just lost the word. Could you see the brain go blank? All of them have their seriously, the word, it's gone. Um, they all have their purpose and their meaningfulness. And there's a word, I believe it begins with a C, and it is just hmm, refusing to come to me right now, but that's okay. Y'all probably know what I'm trying to say. And if not, the other words will do okay. But yeah, so consider your community. At the end of the videos, I encourage you to take time for yourself and put yourself first because we have to, put the oxygen mask on yourself, right? And I need this reminder because, I grew up as a people pleaser. I grew up as someone who thought I needed to put everyone in front of myself. And because I saw that modeled, and while it's lovely in theory, it's not sustainable, not without a lot of drawbacks. And so, yeah, it's so important that we take care of ourselves first. And then when we have the time and bandwidth and effort, take care of those we love, right? An inclination, not because we're obligated to, but because we want to. And I think that again, that's community at play. Taking care of your community. I think, you know, I think it's so important that those around us know that we love them and care for them and know that they're important while also not putting their importance over our own, because then we can't then both people lose out. You know what I mean? So yeah, value your community in whatever way, shape, or form it takes. And if you're still looking for community, I think the key is to being open to it, but not pushing it. Like I've tried to make myself fit in other communities, and it never works because if it's not a true fit, then it's not going to last, you know? Whereas if it is a true fit, then it's not that it's effortless, because all relationships work and community is a series of relationships. But it's and I need to get better at that. I need to be better at communicating with my community. And, that's we go back to the Discord. We go back to being where people are and meeting them where they are and making myself accessible. Um Clipped something at myself, hair clip. Anyway, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I was gonna start fidgeting with something, and that wouldn't have been good. Anyway, I think that's probably a sign to wrap this up. I've gone on a little bit. So anyway, thank you so much. Not just for being a part of my community, but being here today, watching this video, especially if you watched this long through all of that. I appreciate you so much. Take care of yourself because you are so important in this world. And then, if you have the time, inclination, and bandwidth, take care of those around you. Be grateful for your community. I know I am grateful for you. And as always, never be afraid to show the world your brilliance. Till next time, bye.